Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for all your support. I hope you're having an amazing day. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to see what career path you're meant to follow in your life. Now, one thing that I would like to clarify beforehand is that this reading is not about telling you what you need to do. Of course, before making any decision, you have to use your own discernment, your own intuition, and what resonates with you. But through this reading, you can receive some form of guidance, or like if you already have a nudge towards something, then perhaps this reading might confirm that calling of yours. So basically, because this is a general reading, I don't want you to use this to make a final decision regarding your career. This is one of the most important decisions of your life. So yes, that is what I wanted to clarify. But we're going to receive some messages and guidance from your spirit guides about what are your gifts and talents and what career path you can follow. So as you can see, for this reading, we have 3 piles here to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Judgment card. For pile number 2, we have the Hierophant card, and for pile number 3, we have the Temperance card. So you can pick your pile according to the card that you're feeling most intuitively drawn towards, or maybe the colors on these cards, or according to your date of birth, whichever is more helpful for you. Once you've selected your pile, the timestamps for all the readings will be listed down below in the description box so that you can skip ahead to your personal reading. As always, know that this is a general reading. Everything that I say may or may not resonate with you. Please take only what resonates with you and what does speaks to you and leave the rest. And yeah, let's get into our reading. Hello, my dearest pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you have selected the Judgment card, then this is your reading about what career path you're meant to follow in your life. So we're going to start your reading by looking at what are your gifts and talents. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to ask your spirit guides, what your natural gifts and talents are, like what you are good at, naturally. Okay, what are your gifts, your talents, your superpowers? Okay, we have bake magic cookies. I can give good things to myself and others. Oh, how sweet this is. I mean, for some of you, you could literally, you could be an expert in making cakes or baking cookies. You could have your own bakery or like a coffee shop or something where you sell your handmade pastries as well. That is beautiful. But otherwise, it could just mean like you are good in creating things, something that is very pleasing to watch, if that makes sense. Something that is more fulfilling. So like creating art, cooking, poetry as well. That is also something coming up here. But it's like whatever you create, it gives you a sense of enjoyment, and as well as the other person, also they find that fulfillment in those things. Yes, I hope this is making sense. Let's get all of your cards first, okay? What are your gifts, your talents? Well, here, I mean, the main thing I see, like you are great in cooking or creating something, yes. The wisdom of nature, okay? We have the fox here, so someone who is very sagacious, who can see into things, into people, and someone who is more of an observer, but they have a lot of knowledge. Yes, okay. You have a very great intuition. That is also something that I see. You could be a psychic. Also, you're very intelligent, especially when it comes in like grasping information, or learning something new. You can do it more quickly. I also see that you are a multitasker. You can do like so many things together, but you can do them in a good way, like not just for the sake of finishing something, but you can do it nicely. We have debilitated, discomfort. I see like this kind of a labyrinth here. Perhaps you like to twist and add a little bit of challenge to something, you know? Like whatever you do, even if it is the most simple thing, you add a unique spin of yours to it. That is what I see. To others, this may feel very complicated, very difficult, challenging. People might wonder, like, how did you even do this in the first place? But it's like for you, it's an art, you know. I see someone like swirling their paintbrush and creating the most unique painting or design. Yes, people might never able to understand how you do what you do, you know, because it is so unique, it is so wonderful. But then for you, yes, it's one of your gifts. It's art for you. That is what I see. Something that you do with your hands could be significant. Again, like painting, cooking, writing, scribbling. Let's see what else we have. Love. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. Okay, this is beautiful because, you know, I see like whatever you do, whatever things that you create, you pour in so much of love into that, you know. For you, it's not just about having money from like what you do or doing it, you know, so that you can receive a lot of fame. No. I feel like at the end of the day, whatever you're creating or whatever you're doing, you must feel satisfied with it. That is the most important thing for you. And if you don't feel that, no matter how much money or fame you have, you will never be happy. So whatever you create, you know, yes, you must like firstly I see you put in a lot of love and devotion into your art, into your work, into whatever you're creating. And yes, it touches other people's heart. That is what I'm seeing here. People people recognize like how much effort you have put into creating this thing. And I feel like everything that you create is so unique from one another as well. Like for example, if you're an artist and if you make all of these paintings, you know, every painting of yours is going to be unique. It's going to have a fresh perspective. Same with cooking or like baking. If you make cookies or cakes or pastries, everything is so different. You can offer a lot of variety. That is what I see. You have a very dexterous way of doing things. You know, you're very detail oriented, and yes, it's like your hand possesses so much of magic. Okay, let's get one more card. You're definitely an artist. That is one thing I see. You are someone who is very creative, very wise. I also, somewhere I see like you are an old soul. So you like doing stuff that could be called as grandma's hobbies, like knitting, crocheting, baking. Could be tarot reading as well. Like you can read the cards, you know, you're very psychic, very intuitive. There is a lot of magic that I see in you. Yes. Wow, you are the magician. I mean, that is what I see here. And we have fairy magic. What did I say? Yes, it says dance and play. You have that, you have something very unique about you that makes you very creative and magical and almost otherworldly. Again, you know, whatever you create, it's so unique that people just find it very hard to believe that you've done this thing with your hands. Like you have created this thing, you know. And you see this fairy with the magic wand, and that is I see like for you as well, you are someone who has that magic wand in their hands, and whatever you touch, you can just like transform that thing into the most beautiful way. um I'm also receiving this energy of like an alchemist. Again, even if it is the most mundane task, something very simple, but you have a very unique way of doing things, of approaching your work, your art. And yes, you do it with a lot of love and warmth, and it touches people's heart. That is what I am seeing. So, all right, okay. The archetype that I'm seeing here is that of a magician, of a creator, of someone who is weaving their destiny very carefully. It's not just about the work that you're going to do, but overall I see how you're going to live your life. It has a lot of meaning and purpose in it, and whatever you do, you inspire people. I also see you in the public eye, although that is not your main focus or main goal. But again, it's happening because of how good you are in what you do. You could be one of those. For example, if it is your dream to someday have your own bakery somewhere in a corner, where you like people can just come, they can connect, they can read books. Like, yes, I do see that you're also someone who's very interested in books, fairy tales, adventurous stories. So maybe it's going to be a cafe or something where people can have it all. They can connect with like-minded people, they can read, they can have their coffee, they can have these delicious pastries or cookies made by you. And yes, you have this dream of doing this kind of work someday, and you have no intention of like making it very public or going on the internet or something, but it's one of those places that is going to grab a lot of attention because of how unique it is, and it's something that people are going to recommend to their friends, to their relatives, to like, if someone is visiting that city, then people are going to be like, you have to visit that cafe or that bakery shop. It's so good and it's so magical. There is a very whimsical energy that I see in you. You have this ability to make everything more beautiful and more magical. To sum up your reading, or to sum up like what gifts you possess, then yes, that is your quality. To add that touch of magic into everything, that's who you are. Even if you're like, telling a boring story, for example, but you're going to say it in such a way that people are going to be so intrigued and interested. So, yes, it's just a quality that you have, whether it is through the way you communicate or like through your hands, whatever you create, you know how to make everything more special and more magical. You're an old soul. You have a lot of wisdom in you. And mainly, you know how to make people feel loved and accepted. Yes, people can easily confide in you. They find that sense of comfort and warmth with you. So you're also the secret keeper. That is what I see. Like, people confide all of their secrets and their stories to you, and you just listen, and you create that safe space for other people to open up their hearts. That is what I see. I'm also seeing like you are a great problem solver, and not just the trivial ones, like the bigger problems of life, because you have that philosophical nature in you. You know life, you know people, you know pain and sorrow and happiness on a very deeper level. So you kind of understand, people, whenever someone is there with you confessing their feelings or confessing like what they are going through, you understand it, you can empathize with them. And somewhere you're not just a great listener, but at the same time, you're going to give that person a great solution or a great, like this sense of comfort and hope. So I see like you, if there is something very untangled, very complicated, you know how to ease things for people, you know how to solve the problems. So you might find yourself like often in a situation where people have come to receive guidance from you, and they trust your opinions, they trust your guidance, they know that you are someone to be trusted. You're going to be very respected in your community. Yes, people esteem you very much. They see you as someone who's very understanding, wise, and non-judgmental. Yes, you allow people to feel safe. That is what I see. There is so much of love and warmth in you, almost like, a warm cup of coffee or a warm blanket. That's the kind of energy that you have. you may not be an extrovert, or like, I don't, again, you know, you try to stay away from people as much as possible, but it's something about your energy that draws them in. But it's like you're not, of course, when someone comes to you, you're going to give them that space and you're going to make them feel safe, but otherwise, you don't like, purposefully, you don't try to grab attention towards you. Whatever you do, you're going to do it either from your home or from a place that feels comfortable and just cozy. It's like your little corner of magic. That is what I see. And you don't, again, you don't like, yes, grabbing too much attention towards you. That is something that I'm seeing. Okay, so let's see what else we have with your tarot cards. What career path or paths are going to suit you? Though we have already talked about a few things here, but let's see what career path you're meant to follow in your life. 10 of Cups. Look at this. Again, I see this very homey kind of energy of comfort and coziness, and just, you're a great homemaker. That is also something I see. Irrespective of your gender, like you love to take care of your home. You know, you, again, it's not just home for you, it's not just four walls, it's your little haven, and you are going to make everything magical in there. I see like you're one of those people who, they you know, like, they, everything in their home is homemade by them. For example, they've crocheted the tablecloth, they have stitched the curtains, and they have a kitchen garden, they have their own, like, they grow their own flowers, and even the art in their house is something they have created by themselves. So it's like everything in your home is going to be handmade by you. The lamps, the curtains, the tablecloths, the flowers, even the food that you're going to have, you harvest it from your kitchen garden. That's the kind of energy that I see. And you're going to, yes, you're going to make your space more magical, more whimsical, more very unique. That is what I see. You're not one of those who are just going to buy stuff online or buy something that like everyone has, you know. Everything must have a story. Or perhaps you love to buy these vintage or antique things, you know. That's the kind of energy that I see. And again, with the 10 of Cups, I see like whatever you're going to do, it's from home. Whether you have your YouTube channel or whether you write, anything, it's where you're not, I don't see you going to other place or to an office or where there are a lot of people around you. No. Your home is going to be your workplace. Oopsie, just a sec. Let's see what else we have. 2 of Cups. My goodness, this is just beautiful. Queen of Wands. You have a very quiet confidence about you that just, yes, that is the main reason why people are so attracted to you. You're not trying to be like overconfident or something that you're someone that you are not. You're just being you, and you know who you are. I also see like you're someone who is very self-aware, and you accept yourself completely, you know. Yes. Judgment. You're gonna, like, whatever work that you're supposed to do in your life, it's going to be your higher calling. Your work is very much in alignment with your greater purpose. Yes. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. There is a lot of alignment. At the bottom we have the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this is someone who, there is a lot of feminine energy that I see. Like divine feminine energy is very prominent here. So this is the energy of creativity. This is where it's also about like moving forward at a very slow pace. You're not just always trying to chase something. You are, you know, you work at your own speed. You allow things to grow, to expand, to happen. Yes, and you are very creative. You have all of these unique and beautiful ideas, and I feel like Your purpose is just to bring those ideas into the reality. Again, I also see you doing a lot of things. Like your hands are good at everything, almost at everything, you know. You can create anything from scratch. That is also something I see. So, yes, I was saying that I see a lot of alignment here with the Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Judgment. This is the energy of you being aligned with your soul's true calling. Yes, I feel like you, for those who've selected pile number one, you already know what you're meant to do in your life. Yes, I see a lot of clarity on your part. Like you have this sense of direction, and some of you are already doing what you're meant to do in your life right now. Like you are on the right path. That is what I see, you know, with the Judgment card. I see you already following your life purpose, whether that is being a homemaker, whether that is being a chef, an artist, a psychic, a musician, like, or maybe all of these, you know. Yes, because I was saying in the beginning, like I see this energy of multitasking as well. You can handle a lot of things together. Yes, that is also something I see, and you're excellent in accomplishing all of those things together. So yes, that is what I see here. Again, your job or your career has to do with something creating stuff from your hands, okay? Creating things from scratch. Like you don't even need to buy a lot of stuff to do something, you know. You can already work with what you have. I also see like you're going to have your own small business or businesses. Like, yes, again, you know, it could be several things that you're doing together, and you just create all of these things at home, and that is where you conduct all of your business. Maybe you're going to have like an online portal where you sell all of these things or your services, whatever you're doing, and very soon you're going to receive a lot of recognition in your work without even trying too hard. The main reason for this is your inner confidence and your authenticity, and like how perfectly you do your work. And also, you know, I see like whatever you do, big or small, you take your work very seriously, very almost sacred. Yes, that is what I'm seeing. Your work is very important for you. So for example, you crochet, you are a crochet artist, and you know, like you're making these pouches or something, and your neighbor asks you to make them one purse as well. So like you're not going to charge money from them, but you're doing your work with so much diligence and seriousness. That is what I see. So money is not the primary factor for you. I see that here. Like it's not the source of your motivation. What you really care about is like the appreciation you receive from other people. Like when someone is genuinely happy with your product and service, that is something that is your biggest reward. And also the sense of satisfaction that you find with your work at the end of the day. Yes, that is also something very important for you. Okay, so for I mean, I've already named so many career paths, but to just sum up everything, you can be a chef, a baker. You are also a great listener. So I see like you could be a therapist or something. You're very creative. So you're going to do a lot of like these DIY projects. And there's something about it, like it's related to home. People are going to use those things to decorate their home. That is what I see. Yes, okay, so that's what we have here. Now, let's see what final messages or guidance you have from your spirit guides. What final messages and guidance you have from your spirit guides? Wise counsel. Seek guidance from trusted friends or mentors to help you along. Okay, but I feel like this is you. You know, with the fox spirit, again, you are the wise counsel. You are the one that people come to whenever they are in need of some guidance or answers or comfort. They just come to you with their stories, and you're going to listen to them. And with the bulb, I see like you enlighten their path. You give them this fresh perspective, you know. Yes, I feel like the guidance coming through here is that keep trusting your intuition. You are so much more capable than you think you are. So do not doubt yourself. And we have Veil of Illusion. Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truths beneath the surface to navigate through love and career authentically. Again, this goes well with this. As I was saying, with the bulb, I see this sense of illumination. You're someone who can see through things. You can see through people. You're very wise, very sagacious, very intelligent, and you have a lot of insight into things. You have a lot of knowledge about things. So, yes, I feel somewhere your purpose is also to help others gain that clarity. You're going to lift that veil from their eyes and you're going to help them to see things beyond all of the illusion, beyond all of the facade. That is what I see. With the eye, I see like your third eye chakra could be very strong. This is where you receive all of your psychic downloads, and yes, you have a very powerful intuition. You are an enlightened soul. That is something I see. So yes, just keep trusting yourself, keep trusting your path, because I see for most of you, you are already fulfilling your purpose in some way, form, or shape. The work that you're doing, you are on the right path. That is what we have here. Okay, so this is what I have for you, my dear pal number one. I hope this reading resonated with you and provided you with some guidance or any answers that you were looking for. If it did, please do like this video and subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a magical rest of your day, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye! Hello, my dearest pal number two. Welcome to your reading. If you have selected the Hierophant card, then this is your reading about what career path you're meant to follow in your life. So we're going to start your reading by looking at what are your gifts, your talents, and your superpowers. So let's see what are your gifts, your natural talents. What are you good at naturally? We have let the leaves go. I can let go of what I no longer need. Okay, so I see someone who is who have learned the art of detachment. Yes, that's the first message that I'm receiving. Air, okay. The air element is all about knowledge, insights, wisdom. You have a very unique way of approaching things. I'm receiving strong Aquarius energy here, so that could be a significant sign for you. There is a bit of chaos in you. Yes. This, but not something in a negative way. I feel like this is the kind of passion or energy that is going to propel you in life towards bigger things. You're here to create a change in the society, in the system. That is something I see. Or you're going to innovate something new, something that no one has ever thought of. Okay, we have invitation with descendant. We have the number 10 here twice. 10 and 7 plus 3 is 10. So 10th house could be important. 10th house is about your career, it is where you reach these great heights of success and fame. Grace. Grace blessing, come to me to set me free. Okay. We have spring equinox, newness and fertility. Yes. A very strong message that I'm receiving is that in your life, you're going to create something very unique. You're going to innovate something new. You have this ability to see things differently, okay? And most of the times where people are just like looking at the problem or what the issue is, you're going to go much deeper and you're going to find something valuable there. You're going to find the solutions there where other people can just see problems or chaos. But because of how you perceive things, you know that there is a bigger reason behind everything that is happening, and you try to understand that reason. Yes, you're not someone who just looks at everything on a surface level. I see that you are great at observing things. You're also, you're someone who is very curious about learning new things, about gaining more wisdom. Like, you could be into science, space, um, stars, astrology, something like that. And I feel like maths, that is also something I'm hearing. You're gonna come up with some kind of a formula or some kind of an equation or some kind of a new and innovative thing that, yes, no one has ever heard of. Or even if people like this concept is out there, not many people are able to understand it, but you are someone who's going to take that thing a step further. I see you achieving a lot of great things in your life. Yes, but I also see that you're going to live, like, I see you living far away from people and society, and you're so engrossed into your subject, into your field, into whatever this thing that you are interested in. And like, after years of study and experimentation and failures, setbacks, you're going to finally come up with something that is just going to be so remarkable. Yes, I see it's going to be an invention in the field of science or maths. That is what that's a very strong message that I'm receiving here. It can also be some kind of a business that is very unique, like whatever product or service that you're selling. It's very different from what is out there in the market. So yes, I feel like you have a very unique mind. That is one of your greatest gifts. Your ideas are very unique, very superb. So it just I feel like your perspective allows you to see things differently, to look at the nuances. You can also be in the field of research, and again, you will come up with things, with concepts that, I mean, they are in front of us, but not many people tend to see it. Yes, I feel like you're someone, you can put your hands in the murkiest waters or in the dust, and you're going to find a gem or a treasure of some kind. Yes, you're just naturally very curious, very smart. I also see you're someone who's very lucky. Now, whether it is because of your curiosity or just, that like you have this divine support by your side, but I feel like in your life, many a times you're going to find that, through a random coincidence, you've been able to unleash something very important. And but it was not random, okay? It was because divine was favoring you. You had that divine support by your side. And most of the times, this is going to happen when you've taken a path that is very different or very unknown, or it's something that no one has tried out before. Yes, that is what I see here. So, as for your unique gifts, as I said, one of your unique gifts is your mind. It's your this sense of curiosity that you have. You know, the way you see things, your perspective. It's all going to lead you to great discoveries. That is what I see here. You're also a great communicator. Like, especially when it comes to convincing people of your methods, of your ideas, you are a champion in that. Yes, it's just like something about the way you talk or the way you communicate. It's so mesmerizing or almost hypnotizing, I would say. Because with the grace card, I see this sense of quiet confidence in you. Like, even if you are very new in what you're doing, or even if you have like zero knowledge about it, but you know how to pitch your ideas, how to sell the information that you already have in a very smart way. Yes, the rabbit here again, it says that you carry that divine luck by your side. So through your discoveries, through a lot of experimentations, you know, oftentimes you're going to meet the right thing that you are looking for in the most unexpected places. Yes, I hope this makes sense. Okay, so now let's see with your tarot cards what career path you're meant to follow in your life. You're also someone, I feel like this is your gift, yes, that you don't allow the failures or the setbacks to discourage you. You know, when you are on the path of discovering something new, or when you are in that phase of experimentation, many things will go wrong. You know this. You know how to prepare your mind for the discomfort or for the challenges or for the failures. Yes, that is one of your, like, you know how to control your mind. You know, most of the times it's the other way around. It's our mind controlling us and controlling our decisions, but I feel like you are someone who's going to master your mind. Wow. All right, let's see what else we have. Temperance. Okay, alchemy. Temperance, with temperance, it's this energy of perfect alchemy, or it's about integrating everything that you have got, the information, the wisdom, along with the divine luck. And that's where, you know, these you come up with these perfect ideas or these perfect discoveries. You're also someone who's very patient, but at the same time, with the Sagittarius, I see that you're very foresighted, you know, like you are someone who can predict the future, the trends, the economy. Wheel of Fortune. Yes. Again, we have the destiny here. I was just saying, like, you can predict about the future, and I feel like 99% of the times the predictions that you're going to make are going to come true. You could be one of those, I don't know what exactly you call them, but you know, those people who predict or who forecast about the economy, or the market, the share prices. I don't know exactly what you call them, but yeah, you could, your job could be related to something like that. Six of Wands. You're gonna have a lot of fame and recognition. Lots of fire and passion that I see in you. Again, you know, in the beginning, I was seeing like you have that chaos in you that is always going to push you out of your familiar boundaries, out of your comfort zone. Ace of Wands, again, fire energy. And again, Ace of Wands, it's like you coming up with these new and brilliant ideas. Maybe that's your job, like you sell your ideas to other people, and you will get paid handsomely for it. Yes, the Wheel of Fortune tells me that you are going to monetarily, you will you're almost like creating that fortune for yourself. Queen of Swords, yes, you are very clear sighted. You can see the future clearly based on what is happening now, and also based on the past, the history. You can clearly tell what is going to happen in the next 5 years or 10 years, or perhaps in the next 50 years as well. You could be an astrologer, because I was saying in the beginning that you are interested in like stars and space and yes, astrology, these kind of things. So you like based on the planetary positions and everything else, you can predict people's future. And again, 99% of the times you're going to be right. Whatever field you are in, I see that you're going to be at a very top level. You're going to be an expert in it. People are going to, yes, it's like you're going to set the standards very high. People are going to look up to you. They're going to read about you. They're going to see you as their role model. That is what I see here. You could also be a lawyer, like with the Queen of Swords. I see this energy of justice. And again, like whichever side you're defending, you're going to convince the judge and everyone in court that your client is in the right. You have that quality of convincing your point. That is what I see. But Queen of Swords is also someone who is a great decision maker. Whatever you're doing, I see that you are in a very high position. So I see this energy of someone who's a leader, CEO, principal, someone who just manages the entire company, the institution. That's the kind of thing I see. But you have that sense of justice in you. So it's like you're never going to abuse your position to move forward in your life. Yes, I feel like when you are in that position of a leader or CEO, it's going to be the best era for that company or for that whatever you're working for. That is what I see. Like in that period, that company is going to see so much of growth and success. Yes. And again, with I was saying like you're someone who sells their ideas. So it's like you're just going to come up with these brilliant ideas, and there will be people, who will take care of everything, like how to do something, or like about the distribution or creation or getting more clients, sellers, whatever this is. Like there will be people working under you who will take care of everything. Your job is just to come up with these new ideas so that the company can grow and thrive in a very competitive market. Yes. But I feel like before you become the CEO or the boss or the principal of a company or of an institution, you have come a long way in your journey. Yes, there is a lot of experience that you have, because you've begun your journey from scratch, from like having nothing to everything. That's the kind of journey that I see for you. You know, you have had your own businesses, you have done a lot of different things. And yes, you have seen a lot of setbacks and failures, but I feel like for you, those things have just been a stepping stone towards your victory. So, yes, I feel like a guidance that is coming through here. If you're naturally someone who's very curious about things, and many people around you might not able to understand your viewpoint or your ideas, it's okay. Still, keep experimenting, keep trying, and keep learning, because these are the things that are going to lay that foundation for your success, for everything great that you're going to accomplish in your life. That is what I see. Yes, you're also someone, who knows how to maneuver things in their favor. Like with the Wheel of Fortune, I literally see someone who knows how to shift their destiny, how to rewrite their story. Wow, your story is going to be very empowering, very inspiring. And the way you have handled yourself through those experiences, through those failures, how gracefully you have risen up from those situations and just how you kept going, this is, yes, I mean, your story is worth listening. That is what I see. Again, a very strong energy of a leader that I see. Either you're going to have your own business, you're going to be in the field of research, or in the field of law, corporate law. I see here mainly, it's regarding companies, or like where companies merger with each other, something like this. Or even if you're working for someone else, you're going to be the boss there, the leader there. Yes. Let's see what final messages and guidance we have from your spirit guides. It's your level of expertise and your experience, and like how much knowledge you have about things. That is the reason behind all the success and the fame that you're going to earn in your life. We have saving grace. You have grace twice. Forgiving yourself and others heals the wounds and sets you free. Again, I feel like your journey has not been easy. You know, um, I also see a lot of like betrayal. There have been times where people have stolen your ideas. They have taken advantage of your perhaps like you've tried to help them, to guide them, but in return, those people just betrayed you. They took advantage of that situation. So you have seen a lot in your life, a lot of betrayal, setbacks, failures. Um, the journey is not at all easy. But in the beginning, I was saying that you are someone who has learned this art of detachment. You have learned how to control your mind. And yes, of course, this comes from the experiences. No one is born that way. uh, with everything challenging that we experience, we keep learning something new, and I feel like you are one of those who always remembers the wisdom they have learned. You, like, I see you're not someone who's going to repeat their mistakes. You take your lessons very, very seriously. And one of the most important things for you, regardless whether you're going to be successful or not, is just that you keep going. you know you will not let the external things or external circumstances to fail you. You have a very graceful way of handling things, handling situations. So yes, that's very inspiring. We have release and renew. Embrace the flow of letting go to welcome renewal, allowing new energy to shape your path. Look at this. We started with this message of letting go, and here we have the same thing. You know how to let go of the old and how to transform it into something more beautiful. This is one of your gifts. Um, yes, you're not going to just keep complaining about what has not worked out, about the old. In fact, you're going to learn your lessons, you're going to pick up the pieces, and you're going to alchemize it. That is what I see, this energy of the magician here. Yes, you know how to handle the endings. You know how to take care of the failures. And you just for you, they are stepping stones towards your new beginning, towards your success, towards your victory, towards you making that big name for yourself. That is what I see. Wow. Okay, so this is what I have for you. My dear pal number 2, I hope this reading resonated with you and provided you with some guidance or any answers that you were looking for. If it did, please do like this video and subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a magical rest of your day, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, my dearest pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you have selected the Temperance card, then this is your reading about what career path you're meant to follow in your life. So we're going to start your reading by looking at what are your natural gifts and talents. What are your gifts, your talents, your superpowers? Let's see what we have here, what you are naturally good at. Build a fairy house. There is magic everywhere. Wow. Some of you could literally be a builder, like an architect or someone who constructs these houses, or they do the interior work, something like this. I'm hearing Bob the Builder. I don't know if you're familiar with this cartoon or not, but I used to watch it a lot. After coming back from school, me and my brother used to watch this. Building something brick by brick and just adding your magic into it. Okay, let's see what else we have. Angels. Someone who's very connected with the spiritual world, with their spirit guides, their angels, their ancestors. Sixth house, sustainability. We have the number 44. Yes, with all of the chakras here, I see this energy of alignment. Again, with this circle here and with this beautiful design, I see you constructing something, or you coming up with this plan. Yes, I don't know why, but I'm receiving this strong energy of an architect or someone who, again, who draws these plans of something. Okay, we'll see what this is, but like that's the initial message that I'm receiving. Sixth house can also be related to health and well-being. So perhaps a doctor, but you're more into like Ayurveda or into the natural way of healing others. Yes, that is what I see here. Like you're gonna have your own medicine or something. Harvest, okay. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I'm ready to receive my all. Wow. You're going to manifest a lot of abundance and prosperity in your life. That is what I see here. And we have spirit, guides, and other world. Again, with the angels, I feel like you can communicate with the other world, if that makes sense. You're very psychic, or you're someone who is a great medium. Yes, either like you can use all of these tools, crystals, tarot, dices to communicate with your guides or something, but even without these tools, you can just tap into your intuition, and you can connect with the other world. You can draw in the information from the spiritual realm. That is interesting. Okay, just a moment. I feel like your work has to do something with spirituality. Directly or indirectly, I don't know, but it is connected to healing and curing people, being a medium, like imparting all of this wisdom and these psychic downloads that you receive. something like this. So that is very prominent here. Pile number 3, you're definitely my spiritual group. Your work is associated with the with spirituality, and mainly I see like it is something about healing, and it's about like mainly it's about transferring all of this information that you have. You could be, yes, you could have a lot of psychic gifts, like you could read the Akashic records, you could be a clairvoyant. There is some special power you have that not many people possess. And it's again, it's related something with the other world. So like you can either you can receive all of this information, or you can hear some voices, some messages from the realms of fairies or something like this. Or maybe you can see into the future and you can read the energies, the situations, how things are going to go, something like this. I feel like you do a lot of things, but all of them are mainly in the field of spirituality. With sustainability, this strong sense of healing I do see here. You maybe you do Reiki, or you heal people with crystals, or maybe you are a therapist or something. I also like initially I was saying you create these plans, but I also see like you're someone who you understand the divine matrix. Yes, and it's like you decode this information or these messages, and you make it more accessible for other people. You're also going to write a lot of books on spirituality. That is also something I see here. Yes. Okay, so for your special gifts, well, firstly, and this is a very strong message I'm receiving, that you are a psychic. You have the power to see into things, to see into future, to see into people, you can read the energies. That is what I'm seeing here. You're also someone who's going to like you're going to create your own medicine, if that makes sense. Like some it's I don't know, like you have a lot of knowledge about Ayurveda, about yoga, about like how people used to heal themselves, in the older times. And you're going to, yes, based on all of that knowledge and information, you're going to have your own brand of different medicines. Yes. Also, you do a lot of like sound healing, healing through music, through yoga, something like this. You also help people with chakra alignment, or with like healing their different chakras. It's where I see you decoding something and making it easier for other people. Yes, that is one of your main gifts. And as we see here with the angels and spirit, like you can connect with the higher beings. I don't know, it's like you could be one of those, who can talk with the birds, with the animals, with the trees, and you can understand their signs. Yes, you're also very good at deciphering the different signs that we receive from the universe. That is also something I see here. Interesting, because in the beginning I was receiving this message of like someone who is a builder or a constructor or an architect, and then it just completely shifted. Um, but I feel like with this, it's about, yes, it's about one by one or step by step, building that trust in other people. Like, yes, sometimes, people can call your work as woo woo, but I feel like you have a very practical way of explaining things. And whatever you do, there is some practical evidence behind it. Yes, you're not just, asking people to blindly follow something, but you have a very scientific way of explaining things. And whatever medicine or these healing techniques that you have, they're backed up with evidence, with science, with logic. So yes, it's where you just mix the practicality with the spirituality, and you make a lot of magic happen. Yes, I feel like in the field of spirituality, you your name is going to be very prominent. Okay, so over here I just see everything about spirituality now. Now I want to pull out your tarot cards and see what else we have, what career path you can follow in your life. With this, I see like the fairy of the woods, somewhere afar from the crowd, from the busyness of life. You're going to have your small home where you are an apothecary or something. Yes, you've formulated your own like potions and medicines, and you have all of these herbs and something like this. People may sometimes call you a bit weird. Yes, but I feel like more than connecting with people, you love to connect with the nature. That is who you are. And you can really read the signs. You can understand the language of trees, of birds, of animals. Let's see what else we have for you. What career path you meant to follow in your life? King of Pentacles. The Hermit. Yes, you're gonna live a life far away from the crowd. And you're someone who's very spiritually awakened. You have a lot of deep knowledge. Yes. About spiritual awakening and Ace of Swords. Okay, this is interesting because I was saying, like whatever you say or you write or you do, it's backed up with logic. It's backed up with evidence. That is what I see here as well. With the Ace of Swords, it's not just spiritual stuff. There is evidence here. There is you have a clear way of explaining things. So yes, you're going to make it more accessible, more believable. The Hermit can talk about someone who is a guru, a mentor, a spiritual coach, a healer. That is the kind of energy that I'm receiving here. The Devil, okay. We're going to have to cover this up. Just a moment. Okay. I feel like with the Devil, what I see, Devil is about addictions, bondages. So you are here to help people free from, you're going to help them to free from these material bondages. Okay, you know what? You have a bigger purpose here. And one of these things is that you will show people the path of liberation. Yes. You're going to help them to break the karmic cycles, to break the addictions. Again, I see this energy of a guru or a guide, a mentor. This doesn't have to be like your main career, but it is very, very important. Like spiritually, whatever you're going to do, maybe like on paper you do something else. You do a 9 to 5 job, or you are a teacher, you have your own business, and like indirectly you are involved into this these spiritual practices where you help people in seeing their own light. You're going to help them to heal their old wounds. Yes, you could also teach people the law of attraction, like how to manifest your dream life. You could give them some mantras, some techniques. Yes. Breaking free from, I feel like this is something you will do in your life as well first before helping others. This is you overcoming your shadow self, your fears, your addictions, your bondages, where you are helping yourself to liberate from all of those things that are keeping you stuck in this karmic cycle. And then you reach this stage of enlightenment and you start helping others. Maybe you write a book about your own experiences. And this is going to inspire others. So that could be one of the ways in which how you're helping others. But definitely, I see you have a bigger role to play in this lifetime. And we have strength. Okay. I will patiently resolve conflicts and contradictions. Again, this strength is where you help people to resolve their inner conflicts. You help them to reach this stage of peace and enlightenment. You know, like when we are so consumed by the material things, when we are so much in this material world, we, our hunger, our desire, our greed for power, for money, it's never ending, to the point where it makes us miserable, where eventually it just traps us into this energy of sadness, of depression, you know. So, yes, I feel like somewhere you will help others to find that inner sense of contentment and inner sense of happiness, you know, like you're helping them to overcome their inner demons. That is your main purpose in this lifetime. Again, regardless what work you're going to do, because for those who have selected pile number 3, I see like you all have career wise or just work wise, you're going to be doing different things in your life, okay? For some of you, it's going to be a job. For some of you, you're going to run your own business. Yes, it's different for all of you. Maybe for some of you, you have your own YouTube channel, or you blog, or you write. But the common thing between you all is this spiritual purpose that you have in this lifetime. Now, whether you make this a full-time thing or whether you're doing it on site, but it is an important part of your life, and I see you fulfilling this person in different ways. For some of you, you're going to be a yoga teacher. For some of you, you are an apothecary. For some of you, you are a healer. For some of you, you are a psychic. You read cards, you read astrology, you read the runes. For others, like you are, from your own experiences, how you've helped yourself in life to reach that stage of enlightenment, you're going to write books about it. And that is how you're inspiring others. That is how you're helping others to find their light, to find their way through the darkness of this world. So there is a different way in which you're going to be fulfilling your purpose. But the common thread that connects you all is this spiritual awakening or the spiritual wisdom that you have. Yes. I want to see, like, is there something else your guides want you to know? Like anything else career-wise you're going to do in your life? Because I'm trying to get different messages, but yes, the theme here is that of spirituality, of you being this healer or a guru or a guide. We have 6 of Swords, okay, relocating, moving somewhere else than where you live now. And we have Ace of Pentacles, okay. Again, the Pentacles is about manifestation, abundance, prosperity. So it's like you're teaching others how to attract more abundance into your life, how to attract new opportunities, new beginnings, new love. Yes, you're going to teach them these different laws: law of attraction, law of vibration, law of karma, these kind of things. You're making it all simpler. That is what I see. I feel like the main career path that I see for you is of a teacher or a mentor, a guide. Yes. And the spiritual purpose that you have in this lifetime, this is something that you're going to be aware of when you're going through a period of transition in your life. There is an ending and beginning that I see. So something difficult that you have ended, or something that you're leaving behind, and you're moving towards this new beginning. And during this phase of transition or transformation, that is when you're going to realize that you have a bigger purpose to fulfill. Yes, that is when you're going to become aware of your spiritual powers, when you're going through something very pivotal in your life. That is what I see here. Okay, so, all right. Let's see what final messages that we have from your spirit guides. What final messages or guidance we have from your spirit guides. Stop and reflect. Pause in your journey to appreciate how far you have come and where you are headed. So I feel like it is going to be, again, um, this journey is more metaphoric for you, but in the middle of this journey is when you're going to realize what your purpose is, what your gifts are, and what you're truly meant to do here in this lifetime. Yes. When you're going to be finding all of these, maybe this, for some of you, this is a phase of, or a journey of self-discovery. You know, we have the hermit here, so it's where you have all of these bigger questions about your life and you're seeking the answers. And in that period is where one by one you're going to find your answers. And we have sorrow heals. In heartache's shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised. Yes. You know, I feel like you've gone through many tower moments in your life. You've seen a lot of pain and suffering. And I see that you're someone who has risen from those ashes. You've transformed yourself and your life. And that was the moment when you realized how powerful you are. That was the moment when you started to see the truth, the reality. Yes, there is going to be this moment of sudden realization or a sudden awakening where you just see everything clearly. And you're going to realize how your past experiences have shaped you into this person who is so wise, who is so enlightened and so strong. I feel like you're someone who will not let life defeat you. That is what I see with the Strength card. Yes, wow, there is a lot of profound wisdom you have in you. And your main purpose is to impart that wisdom to others. But that wisdom or that knowledge has not come to you easily. Yes, you've had to go through many hardships to understand who you are and what your purpose is. But it all, I feel like somewhere you're going to reach a point where it's all going to come together and it's all going to make sense. And you know, that is why your main purpose is to just heal others, to see them the light. You have seen the dark side of life, you've seen the ugly, and you've reached the light, you've reached the other side. So you know there's always hope. There's always something to look forward to. So yes, you're going to restore peace and balance and harmony and hope into other people's life. That is what I see. This is not a life purpose reading. I was about to do just something that will be related to your career. But for you, my dear pile number 3, this has turned into a life purpose reading. Because your spirit guides are not giving me like much information about your career path. For some reason, in fact, I just see you doing different things. Again, as I said, you know, people in this group, you all are going to be doing different things. But that common thing that connects you all is your spiritual purpose. Yes. Okay, so this is what I have for you, my dear pile number 3. I hope this made sense. I hope you found this reading helpful. If you did, please do like this video and subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a magical rest of your day and I will see you in my next reading. Bye.